Well, I just feeling the energy from our group. I know everyone's excited that the Beanpot's going off, and we're back at it. And glad that we had a good result on Friday, and leading into the weekend with some, or I should say Monday game with some confidence, and hopefully keep the chains going and the chains moving in the right direction. So really excited for the opportunity. Really excited to play the first game because you know what time it starts. So it's a lot easier to prepare for
it. Rich, go ahead.
Coach is suggesting the 8 o'clock game never goes off on time. Is that it?
There's been many times it doesn't go off on time. You are correct.
Okay, Coach, I think it's 10-1-1 over the last 12 games. What's been behind that great hot streak you're on? What's been bringing on that kind of consistency?
Well, I think that there was some games prior that we were, I think there was some games that we were beating ourselves. And then there was some games from an execution standpoint, maybe some moments in games where the grip got away from us. But we've been a lot more consistent in our details, our defensive competitiveness, our back checking, our shot blocking has really improved. And, offensively, guys, gained some confidence. And I think our goalies started to gain some confidence too. I think both went hand in hand. So I'm really happy with the push that we've made. It's frustrating when you start a season, you get high expectations, and then all of a sudden you lose a lot of bodies, and you're trying to piece together lineups and try to get the team going in the right direction. And I think our leaders held it together. If we didn't have good leadership, it could have went sideways. But they did a good job, and they were an extension of the coaching staff, and they did a really good job of getting the group ready to go every day, practice and games.
Pat, go ahead.
Coach, obviously it's been a little while since you've seen a Harvard. Just from what you've seen, whether on film or tape or whatever, what are you expecting from them?
They're fast, like they can skate. We're gonna have to really be ready to skate. Highly competitive, highly skilled. Really good power play, not shocking. Teddy always has a good power play. But yeah, they're gonna be a really tough challenge.
I'll go back to Rich.
Hey, Coach, I've always heard that the Beanpot is kind of a gateway to March. Does that happen? Does the team get a really natural bounce by winning the Beanpot tournament?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a great opportunity to, obviously play for a championship and play in some pressure situations that can, help you in games as you move forward. Especially when you do win it, if the team reacts the right way, you can gain a lot of confidence. Hopefully not cockiness, just confidence.
Pat, go ahead.
Just with, I guess, the uniqueness of it this year with everyone losing guys to the Olympics. I don't know if it's the right phrase, but do you think it maybe puts everyone on sort of a level playing field and everyone losing important players?
I don't know. I'm not really sure. I haven't thought of it that way. I think that's a different way to look at it. I think the way we look at it is we lost our goalie, and we got to get our one of our other goalies prepped to play. Each team's losing really key guys. Obviously, if guys are going to the Olympics and representing the country, they're high profile players. I know that Harvard lost a couple forwards, BC lost 3 forwards, and Northeastern lost their goalie. So obviously it's each team lost some pretty key components, especially when you're both starting goalies, us and Northeastern, are gone. That puts a lot of pressure on that second guy to get it done. But it's also a good opportunity for some guys to step up in our situation and in those other schools.
Rich, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, it's not an overly serious question, but with all 4 teams contributing to the Winter Olympics and the U.S. playing Canada on the 11th, do you see kind of a Beijing Beanpot going on over there?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Maybe with the coaches too. Maybe there's at least from the U.S. team, there'd be a lot of people push for you for sure.
Owen, go ahead.
Coach, having played in the Beanpot yourself, what's the biggest advice that you can give your players based on your playing experience from when you played in that tournament?
I think it's just being ready to skate and free of mind. That's the biggest thing. If you can go in there and you can really overthink it, you can put yourself in a spot where you get yourself too amped up. So you kind of lose a lot of energy, and you can kind of, slow yourself down. So I think it's just for our group, is staying loose. We talked about it today and trying to give them some information. Just what the hallway is going to be like, our jerseys, what the crowd might be like at the start of the game, as the game wears on. Just give them some of that information, and hopefully they can, when they hit it, they just think it's normal, because half the team hasn't really, or maybe 3/4 of the team haven't played it yet too. So, with the police escort, that's always, gets a little goofy on the bus, going over there. There's some giddiness to it, but just trying to get guys in the right mindset of just focusing on just playing, competing, skating, and executing our game plan.
Rick, go ahead.
Staying with your own Beanpot experience, Coach, you played on 4 Beanpot winners. Is there a favorite one?
The last one, for sure. If you're a senior, you didn't want to be the, especially being the captain, and we won 3 in a row, and you didn't want to be the class that ended it. I actually played pretty brutal in the last game. It was probably one of my worst Beanpot games. Talk about overthinking it. I just felt like there was a lot of pressure. And I stopped moving my feet. I had a really kind of a poor game, but the team played very well. We ended up winning. Michelle LaRock kind of stood tall there in that game. But it's that would be my favorite, just because you wanted to go out the right way. And we had a young team. We only had 3 seniors that year. So it was a nice way to go out. All of them were great. Don't get me wrong. Like, a lot of fun during, a lot of fun after, and good memories of it. But more relief the last time.
So do you think your current captains will feel pressure to break the winless streak?
Yeah, I don't think they're putting any more pressure. I know they want to win it like any other senior. I think they want to go out, similar to the fashion that I wanted to. They wanted to be in a spot where you end on a good note, especially at the Garden in February.
We'll go to Rich and then take one more if you have it after that.
It's good to hear about the police escort. I remember delays from traffic jams and the games getting started an hour and a half late in the past. So interesting. Back to leadership, Coach. Just talk about, you do have 2 classes that have never played in this tournament. And I'm sure the upperclassmen are the ones that are frontmen on this, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think guys will definitely, when we get there, our captains will keep the group loose. I'm very confident of that. And even we've got some older guys. Max Kaufman's never played in it. He's a senior. You got Brownie, who transferred. He hasn't played in it. O'Brien hasn't played in it. He's a junior. So we even have some upperclassmen who haven't played in it too. So between Ty and Logan, hopefully guys that have been very good in the Garden in their own right, hopefully they can pull from some of their experiences. And I imagine that the message is going to be pretty good for them, and it has been good for a while, but it's going to be pretty good in the coming moments of tomorrow.
Sorry, I'm muted. We'll close with Andrew Mahoney.
Albie, Vinny played well the other night. Do you anticipate him getting the nod tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think all things would point to Vinny playing. He had a shutout. He played, versus Brown. He let in 1 goal, so he's let in 1 goal in his last 2 games since he's played, and he's competed for the job. He's done a really good job, staying fresh, staying sharp, and he's uber competitive. He's got a little bit of confidence to him. Even just in the shootout we were just doing, he was giving guys grief after he was stopping them, like kind of. He wasn't flipping them off, but he was doing some sort of salute after he stopped everyone. I don't know what he was doing, but he's got some confidence behind him, and you just watch him skate out to the blue line. Jay was joking about it, like said he could be our best forechecker, how fast he skates out to the blue line before the game. But he's a competitor, and he's excited for this opportunity. So I think that's one of the biggest things that we feel comfortable as a group, that he's a guy that really wants the chance to do it.
And along those lines, given, as we mentioned, that all 4 teams have guys over in the Olympics, given the experience of Vinny and even Ashton, do you feel like you guys maybe are in the best position to weather this?
Yeah, I haven't really thought about that way either. I think we're just really looking to try to put the best lineup in to give us a chance to win each game. You know, we did that versus Maine. We're going to do it versus Harvard. We'll do it versus Providence on Thursday. And then hopefully do it again on Monday. So I think that's kind of our focus. You know, we're just going day by day. And we talk to the guys about going shift by shift and just kind of living in the moment and doing the right thing. You know, the next practice, being ready to go, and then being ready to go the next shift, even if you have a bad one, just staying positive and doing the right thing.